Today, we're looking at a crucial aspect that every home buyer needs to be aware of, and that is the hidden truth when it comes to mortgage product end dates. So to find out more, stay tuned. Now, before we get into the detail of today's video, make sure that if you haven't already, you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you never miss any future uploads here from the team at DM. And if you do enjoy the content on this channel, then to show your support, then do consider using DM Mortgages to arrange your next mortgage or remortgage. And to do that, you can head over to our website, which is dm.mortgage, and there you can book in for an appointment with our mortgage advice team. Now, the hidden truth when it comes to when mortgage products end can be confusing. So I want to explain firstly how things work, because mortgage lenders, when it comes to their product end dates, tend to operate in two ways. And this is something that's really, really important, guys, so that you don't get caught out expecting, let's say it's a fixed rate, expecting that to finish in exactly 2 years if you've entered into a 2-year fixed rate deal, when actually often that isn't the case. Now, firstly, when you take out a mortgage, and I'm going to use fixed rate mortgages for the purposes of today's video, so you will expect that the product is fixed for a number of payments. So if it's a 2-year fixed rate, 24 months, 3-year fixed rate, 36 months, a 5-year fixed rate, 60 months, depending on your agreed fixed rate term. Now, most people might expect that the product, as you don't start paying for your mortgage until you complete on a property, most people might assume that if it's a 2-year fixed rate product, that clock effectively starts ticking from the date that you complete. That isn't always the case. So like I say, lenders operate in one of two ways. Some lenders will start the clock ticking if it's a 2-year fixed rate, 24 months from the date of completion. Now, the second method that lenders use when fixing their product end dates is they will often launch their deals with a set end date, and that end date could be around 26 months, 38 months or 62 months from when you apply. Because what those lenders are doing that are using the second method is anticipating the time that it takes for the mortgage process to complete. Now, the lenders that use the second method will periodically update these deals, which may include changes in rates and end dates. But ultimately, they're giving you what you may think is an extra few months because they're anticipating the time that it takes the mortgage process to complete. Now, let's break down why this matters, because your mortgage offer, so once you've applied for a mortgage, it will take a few weeks and then you should hopefully get approved. It will have a set end date on the offer. And often that's based on, like I said, the assumed completion date instead of the actual completion date, but that is dependent on the lender. So why this is important, because if your mortgage application takes longer than you expect, then that can impact the actual fixed rate product that you receive, and you could be shortchanged. So in the example that I discussed, let's say that your mortgage application, instead of, or your property purchase, shall I say, instead of taking what you expect to be 2 or 3 months, let's say it takes 5 months, then that might mean that you may not get a full 24 months of payments if you're applying to a lender that uses the second method that I mentioned. Now, it's important that you're aware of this and obviously factor it into your decision-making process. As a viewer of this channel, I assume that you're considering purchasing a property in the near future. So it's important for you to know that DM Mortgages are an award-winning team of fully qualified mortgage brokers that provide advice to clients all over the UK. Now, we spend countless hours making free content for YouTube and other social media platforms to help to give you guys sound and useful information to make sure that you're in the best position to make informed decisions. To support this channel when the time comes for you to consider your mortgage options, we want you to book a free online mortgage appointment with a member of our fully qualified mortgage advice team. Because without your help and support, keeping this channel going simply isn't possible. Now, we searched thousands of mortgage products from high street and specialist lenders to find the right deal for your circumstances. And we also provide a free will writing service to every DM client. So head over to dm.mortgage and book in for a free mortgage appointment when the time comes. And also make sure that you subscribe to this channel if you find the content useful. But for now, let's get back to the video. Now, what I want to do, guys, is give you a real life example just to illustrate this point further, okay? So you're gonna have to keep up with me here because I'm gonna be throwing quite a few dates at you. But let's say that a couple first-time buyers approach a lender using the second method to apply for a 2-year fixed rate mortgage, okay? Now, let's say that their mortgage was approved on the 12th of December, 2022. And then let's say that they complete on the property just over 4 months later on the 27th of April, 2023. Now, the fixed rate that they applied for was advertised to end on the 31st of January, 2025, because that was around the time that their mortgage got approved. However, their first mortgage payment wasn't until the 1st of June, 2023, because remember, they completed in April. So their first payment could have easily fallen on the 1st of June 2023. Now, most people might assume that it's exactly 2 years from the completion date, but this isn't how a lot of lenders work. So in this example, the buyer would still have only gotten 21 months on this particular product. So they would have made 21 months worth of payments, which is effectively leaving them 3 months short on what they may have expected. So like I said, you need to be aware that lenders, when they're offering their product, may have a fixed end date. In the example that I've just given you, there are some lenders that will give you exactly 24 months from completion. But again, it varies from lender to lender. So I've got some tips for you. The first tip is to check your mortgage offer. When it gets approved, read it, guys. The amount of people that don't read their mortgage offer, and it's important that you do that because that will confirm when the fixed rate in this example ends. So where it has a fixed date, this is usually the date that you'll need to diarise when the product ends. Now, if on your mortgage offer or on your illustration, it simply states 24 months and there's not a fixed date, then usually that means that the clock will start ticking from completion. But again, always check with your lender or with us if you're unsure. Now, my second tip is to, again, be aware that the fixed rate period might not be calculated from the assumed completion date. And this is probably something, guys, that you need to be more aware of if you're buying a new build property, for example, because if you're buying a new build property, it might take 9 months before the property is even completed. And that could drastically cut in to your fixed rate product period if it's a fixed rate. Now, my third tip is to consider a lender whose product end date aligns best with your circumstances. Like I said, if you're buying a new build, then that might impact on what type of lender you choose. But depending on your circumstances, a lender that sets the product end date from completion may be a more suitable option for you. So again, or considering maybe a longer product with a time period of 3 years instead of 2. But again, it all depends on individual circumstances. So I wanted to do a video on this because it is something that often does confuse potential buyers. People aren't always aware of that. So I thought it was worth letting you know. And if you want more tips where that came from, because again, we're the experts, we know a lot about mortgages, and that's what we're here for, is to support you through your home buying journey. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell if you haven't already. And to show your support for the channel, head over to our website, which is dm.mortgage, and there you can book in for a free mortgage appointment with a fully qualified mortgage advisor. And make sure that you drop comments in the comment section and give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Take care.